guys won a game that a lot of Iowa fans are not used to winning, which is down 11 in the third quarter. I don't know of a better word than trust, but like, has that given you guys trust in each other, the defense trust in the offense, and vice versa? Like, hey, we can win these games from behind that you haven't won much before.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we always try to talk about is trying to get a lead early and play with the lead. But obviously that didn't happen on Saturday. But it gives us a lot of confidence knowing that we can come back from deficits like that. Gives a lot of confidence in our defense to know that our offense has their back, and if they're not having a great day or having a bad couple of series, that we'll be able to have their back like that. And in the past year, games like that haven't been able to been won, but to do that on Saturday was a big win for us and a big step in the right direction for this offense and for the season.
You sort of had 9 sacks. How is your ability to scramble going to help you? I mean, or do you can you maybe rely too much on that?
Yeah, I think the ability to scramble is going to be important, but what I think is going to be even more important is just being able to get the ball out quick. Getting the ball out quick, making quick decisions so that the defense doesn't even end up affecting you. I'm going to have time to have, with our offensive line, I'm going to have time to have three-step drop and a hitch into every single throw. So I should be able to make decisions, read a couple guys, and be able to make plays out there with that kind of blitz and the pressure that they're giving us.
You expect a loaded box, I assume?
A loaded box on some run plays, but definitely on the third down stuff. They like to bring the heat. They like to blitz. So we're expecting that on a lot of those third downs.
How's the knee feeling after 130 rushing yards?
It felt pretty good on Sunday. It's still not back to 100%. Still trying to rehab, be in the training room as much as possible. But it still continues to progress and still feels better every single day I come out here and practice.
When you look at this offense, running game is clicking. Passing game, does it still feel like, man, we're taking steps, but it's just still kind of, slowly getting to where you want it to get to?
Yeah, and I didn't think the passing game was not great on Saturday, but we were running the ball so well, so we just kind of kept it to that side of things. But I feel like we're working on a lot of things in our pass game. We're practicing. We're working on it after practice, getting some extra reps with the receivers. So I feel like there's times where it's stepping in the right direction. We just got to go out there and execute. And we talk about what we need to do, and sometimes I'm not on the same page with the receivers, so we just got to kind of come back to the drawing board, talk about the things that we missed, and really just have a better plan, go out there and execute at a higher level when we're out there.
I believe you guys are the least penalized team.
Back to 100%, or is it maintaining? Where are you at with that?
Let's repeat that one more time.
Yeah, sorry. Your knee. Are you expecting it to get back to 100% at some point this season? Or are you just trying to maintain? Like, where are you at?
Yeah, and it's always difficult when you're playing so many games in a row. And what I'm looking forward to is this bye week coming up next week. Obviously, we still have to focus on this week, go 1-0 this week. But I think that bye week's going to be huge for my health, a lot of other guys on the team's health, and hopefully get back to 100%. That's my plan. So,
when you look at executing better, you had a couple penalties last week. How much is that brought up this week in terms of just execution?
The penalties wise, we don't have a huge talk about it. I feel like this is just a really good disciplined team as a whole. When we do have false start penalties or like mess ups in practice, coach always makes us redo it, always making sure that we're doing it right while we're practicing. We're not doing anything wrong out there. And I think it's just the culture that Coach Ferentz always brings about. And we have I think we're the least penalized team in the country right now. So I think it's just the discipline and the guys that just are really always focused on doing the right things out there.
Are there any personal connections you have in this Iowa-Minnesota rivalry? Anybody that you know on that Gopher roster at all?
I don't think there is, no.
Okay.
It seemed like the start to the Penn State game was almost a carbon copy of the Indiana game. I know that it's not all on you necessarily, but what do you feel like you guys have to do to just, I guess, get off to a faster start when you have the ball first?
Yeah, what I really like is that coach really has the confidence in us that he wants to have the ball give us the ball first, and I know there's probably some statistical reason of why he does it. That'd be a question for him. But I enjoy it. I like having the ball first, and we ended up running that play. That was my favorite third down call that we were for that game, and we ran it to perfection. We had the guy open. Obviously, Jacob Gill didn't finish the play, so sometimes that happens. It's an unfortunate event, but we just got to be able to work out, just having confidence in that first drive that we're going to go down and score, and then also on the same thing, I think just some of the receivers maybe have to. Maybe just envision having success on the first couple plays, get settled in early, maybe get a couple easier receptions to start off the game so everyone can kind of get settled in and get going.
When you have a game where your opponent shows 9 sacks working correctly on film. Does that help in a sense of knowing what to expect when things go wrong for you guys and how to adjust to avoid a sack, or is it make it harder in a sense of like you guys are trying to figure out a different way to maybe stop them?
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's helpful or not helpful, but I think it's important to see that when they were playing against them, I thought that the quarterback they were playing against may have held the ball a little bit too long in some certain situations. Obviously, that defensive line is really good. They bring in a lot of great defensive ends that are all playing up there. They're bringing a ton of blitzes, playing a bunch of games. Their coordinator had them dialed up that game. But as long as we're getting the ball out quick and our offensive line is playing to the capabilities that they've been playing, I think we'll be good to go on Saturday.
How familiar with this Floyd character are you? The pig trophy that sits on, I don't know where it sits in your facility, but how familiar with the rivalry too are you?
To be honest, I'm not too familiar with the rivalry as a whole. I mean, I've seen the hog, the pig that's been sitting there in our front. I don't know, I'm going to call it a foyer, but just like the entrance to the building every single day. So we walk by it every single day, and it's sitting in our weight room right now. So whenever we're walking through there, we're seeing it. But I'm really excited. A lot of the guys in the team said this has always been a really fun game. There's been some close matchups in the past, and I think it's going to be a really fun one on Saturday, especially in Kinnick.
When you were playing like youth football as a quarterback, what was your running? Did you run a lot like growing up? What?
I did. I mean, my two favorite players growing up was one Mike Vick, runner, and then Tim Tebow as well. Tim Tebow was one of my also favorite players, and he was a great runner, and he could throw the ball well at college, and he won a lot of games for the Florida Gators. And I kind of modeled my numbers were after them. I was always 7 or 15 growing up, and so those were my favorite players, and I liked watching them try to resemble their game.
Where does the 11 come from then?
To be honest, I wanted 7 when I first got to college, and they gave me 11, and I kind of made the thing where, the statement where if I just played as a true freshman with 11 and I liked it, I had a successful season. I ended up having a really good successful season my freshman year and kept riding with it.
Are you surprised like how well you've been able to run the ball this season? Or
no, I haven't been surprised by any means. I feel like it's always been part of my game. I've always had success with running it. There hasn't been games in the past where I haven't been, and it always helps the offense as a whole because we have an extra blocker in the run game now. Everyone's accounted for, and especially when teams are starting to play some cover one defense where they have a high safety. We got one more blocker than they do, so now the run game's even better. So I think it helps the pass game a little bit. It helps our run game, and it really kind of makes the defense kind of think about an extra aspect of the game, which makes it more difficult to plan for that.
Are you